Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary, and this is officially six-figure mastermind week. Why do we call it that? Well, because every single guest that you're going to be speaking or listening speak this week has a six-figure, multiple six-figure, even soaring into the seven-figure mark. And it's going to be great episode after great episode. And all of these folks this week are also going to be speaking at the upcoming mastermind that we're having on December 3rd through the 5th. Okay, so you can register for that in your back office, and we're going to have an incredible group, an incredible setting, as we always do. And I can't wait to get back live and in person with so many of you. So with that being said, our first guest to kick this week off, the one, the only, many of you folks know who this man is already. In some ways, he needs no introduction. Austin Becker, what's going on, my brother?
What's up? What's up? What's up, Dave? Thanks for having me. Thanks for everybody for being on. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to hang out in Orlando here in a few weeks, December 3rd through the 5th, man. This is going to be your first mastermind here with us because it's been a couple, we all know what's gone on over the past year and a half, so we haven't been able to get together live, but these are some of the coolest parts of Legendary Marketer. What are you looking forward to the most, man?
Dude, networking, just getting together, getting everybody in the same room, everybody in the same community, like-minded people, aspiring to grow their businesses, aspiring entrepreneurs just starting, right? I just love the atmosphere personally of in person, right? It's totally different. I know we've transitioned a lot over the past 2 years to a lot of virtual, and a lot of people seem to like it. So it's not a bad thing, but it's a whole different thing when you do things in person. You actually shake people's hands, you meet them, you have different conversations. And then just it brings a different fulfillment to you, right?
Yeah.
And people go home with a whole different outlook on where they're going to go in the future, what the plans are and stuff like that. So I'm just looking forward to actually meet everybody in the community and stuff like that and help people grow.
How has, do you have like some sort of an event scenario or story or somewhere that you had a breakthrough from some sort of an in-person meeting where you kind of got away from the internet and got away from sort of the screen time or the watching or connecting and learning online versus, something that happened at an event or happened even just in a moment with two people in real life versus online?
I can't pinpoint one exactly because there's so many, but yes, like just in general, like one of my very first events ever that I had went to, it was a mastermind with some like-minded social media marketing agency experts and stuff like that. And at the event, like it was my first one. I paid like $5,000 to go to this event. And it wasn't just it was first off being around the people. It opened up my eyes a lot more than seeing it behind the computer screen, because we always see ads behind the computer screen. We always see influencers behind the computer screen, but to actually meet people and then realize that they'll literally show you their business, the relationship that was built. So like what had happened was when I first went to one, like even though I had disbelief in myself and disbelief in actually like high ticket, kind of like what we do in the affiliate marketing industry, high ticket, just selling high ticket marketing in general to like business owners. We sell websites for $4,000, $5,000, and sometimes $15,000 now, right? Well, like I didn't believe that you could charge that much money for something prior to meeting people in person. They're like, yeah, we're actually doing it. There's people out there that will pay that. And it's not about the cost of things. It's just about the relationships and the customers you acquire at that cost. Because you have people that pay, like I drive a Range Rover. I think you probably do too. And it's just a different customer that you acquire when you get a high ticket customer. They're usually more invested in themselves. They're going to take better care of the things, and they don't have their expectation of fulfillment is different, right? Because a lot of people come into this industry with the wrong expectations, and that's a big thing that I guess get crushed when you go to these live events, right? Because
right. Because you get to hear the real story behind the scenes and what it really takes and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So it crushes some of the things, and then it also crushes disbelief because you get to really see this stuff, right? You get to see what goes into business. You get to, and then then if you take anything from anybody and you actually go home and implement it with intention, then you could see if it works or not for your business, right? And so I really like the in-person meetings. I can't pinpoint one directly, but I know they've changed my life
Well, I know
completely.
that was a on the spot question. I mean, kind of like everything else here on
Yeah,
this
that's right.
show. I mean, there's nothing that's scripted. So sometimes I just drop questions on people that they're not prepared for. But yeah, I mean, I get it and I agree. I tend to believe that basic human nature is that people share more secrets and truths in casual conversations in person than they do on the internet. It's just human nature, sort of like when you're with your good friends. You tend to talk more honestly, you tend to talk more openly to each other than you do on social media. You share juicy secrets, you share gossip, you share exactly how you do things versus what you portray on social media, where everything is always happy, everything is always perfect. And really, you're only seeing the show, sort of like you, right? You came from e-commerce. When the pandemic hit, you transitioned to affiliate marketing, found us, went and exploded your business, hit platinum with us. Um, I don't know how fast, but it was pretty fast, right?
We were going pretty quick. I with you guys, I'm at 70, so I'm
Okay.
not with you directly. It was just shy of platinum. When we did that though in
Okay.
3 months, right?
Okay, so you're crushing, you're well on your way, but all this happened so fast. You just kind of came in like a
Right.
whirlwind, and if you were looking at it from the outside looking in, you made it look really easy. You make it look like it's no big deal, like sort of like it's effortless. But behind the scenes, there's a lot more going on. There's a lot of there, right? So that would be an example, and you and I talking about it just right now just on the internet. We'll talk about it even more on an intimate level here at the Mastermind, but that's an example of kind of what I mean by things. The intention of a mastermind is sort of like what happens when you have friends that are sitting around gossiping and basically talking shit, talking about the ups, talking about the downs, versus the showmanship, the performance, the execution that we see online. How different is what we see online and how effortless you make it look versus what goes on behind the scenes?
Oh, it's way different, man. Everyone in the room knows we don't hit post on stuff until we reviewed it 12 times, right? So, like, when you put stuff out on the internet, like, we always try to perfect it versus, so, like, we're spending so much time behind the scenes perfecting things, doing all this work, and it looks effortlessly, but that's because that's what we posted. We posted the video, we posted the 20th version of our video that looked natural, right? So, there's so much that does go on behind the scenes that people don't see, whether it be like writing emails, writing copy, studying, intentfully doing stuff, reviewing your business, actually executing, making sure it works, integrating different pieces to the business so it can keep growing and be sustainable, right? Because yeah, we could post videos and maybe it will work and maybe it won't work, but there's a lot of things people don't see. For a conversion to happen, there's still a lot of pieces that come to play outside of just marketing material. We can market all day and not get conversions, right? So like there's so many other moving pieces that a lot of people overlook. And like you said, people think it comes naturally, especially when people come out of the gate and they see success quickly in a certain industry. Like TikTok, for example, we all know I grew up to 400 something thousand followers in months, like 5 months, 6 months, right? It seems so effortlessly, but what people don't see is that we all hit plateaus. We all hit these same walls, right? Like my account has been shadow banned since July 1st, 100%. Like I have not hit the For You page on any video ever since July 1st. Yes, I have other accounts, but it that right there, it upsets me. I'm like, how can I? Because now I just don't want to post. So we all experience it at every level. Whether you're a beginner and you're not getting traction, or you have 500,000 followers and you're not getting traction, like it makes me not want to post. It makes you want to give up. It makes you want to do things. So there's always these battles that we all have to overcome. Even if it does look effortlessly, people still think it's like now it takes a lot of effort for me to pick up my phone and post a TikTok because I know it's not going to get views. So I don't want to do it. Right. So that battle stays with us the whole entire entrepreneurial journey that we are on. And it's not as easy as it looks sometimes, and people think it is. It's really not. Like, as long as you know what you're going after and what your why is, though, you'll keep pushing forward.
Yeah. And I was looking at that, what I can see of it behind you, the success, the price list there.
Oh
And,
yeah, that.
you know, there you go, man. It's like, here's the price. It's not $9.95. It's not 3 easy payments in 1999. It's not $7. It's not $2,500. It's not $4,500. Money, essentially, and this is what I think everybody's going to learn at this mastermind when you sit in a room with us for 3 days over the weekend. What you're going to discover is that money is the small price that you pay just to show yourself that you're serious. The other skill sets, the other in whether it be the psychology, the skill sets that you can develop, all of which are in your total control. We can give you some of the pieces and kind of get you started down the road, and everybody is capable and has the potential of succeeding in developing these skills and these characteristics. But what everybody's going to see who's in that room here coming up in December 3rd, 4th, and 5th is going to see that you, me, everybody else, the Brian Brewers of the world, the Stacy Laws of the world, the Sarah Ravels, the Andres, and all of the other heavy hitters, you're going to see that we really are no different than you. We just are paying the price, right? We're paying the price. And so you just listed a couple of things that you're paying right now. You're paying persistence, right? Because it would be so easy to quit. You're paying a couple of other, um, you're paying sort of humility, right? You're deflating the ego, right? Because here you
Yeah.
went from 500,000 followers to now, in a sense, having to pivot. And that's what entrepreneurship is about, right? It's about, what do I do now that things aren't going exactly as planned? And some would think, well, Austin, at your level, with your skills and your ability to be able to kind of create income and traffic as well as you do, I think most people would think that you don't have any challenges. It's just all Range Rovers and mansions and all this kind of stuff. So one of the things that I'm most excited about you kind of talking about at this upcoming mastermind is not just all the successes, but the challenges and how you've overcome them, how you're overcoming this time right now, where you had such a big run up on your TikTok profile, you got it shadow banned, and how are you pivoting? What are you doing? We're going to talk about that, but I just want you to give people a brief history of yourself here with the e-com, just nutshell your story, where you came from, what you were doing before you started affiliate marketing, joined our community, and then sort of in a nutshell what that journey has looked like, just with a couple of the ups and downs.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, I started in e-commerce, much like everybody else, how to make money online. I was having a daughter; she was being born, right? And the job I was taking, I had just accepted a job in the oil and gas refinery industry when I first started. I didn't want to do this job, right? But it made good money. Took the job at the same time. I started Googling how to make money online, all the different things, Amazon drop shipping, everything like that. I started with Amazon FBA. Yes, it's a good business model. Yes, it was capital intensive. Luckily, I had a job that paid me 6 figures a year, right? So first things first, I bought a course. This was back when courses and stuff were like not as known. It was 2015, 2016, a lot harder to come across than what you see today. I bought one course, got some information, bought one more for a little bit more information, and then I started implementing all of the stuff I read. Like, it was like, hey, do this, go to Alibaba, find products, manufacturers, import products, right? So I started doing that, right? So I'm starting to spend thousands of dollars here and there. $5,000 on a product, get it shipped to my house, a bunch of them, to realize the quality is good or is not good, right? But the very first issue I thought I found a product, and I don't know. I'm just following a course. I don't have a mentor. I don't have a coach. I don't have anybody to talk to, right? It's just a course. And the very first issue I had with this is I bought products, manufactured them. First there's a delay. It takes 3 to 4 to 6 months to get products shipped, imported, and then there's taxes and all kinds of delivery duties that I had no idea what this was, right? It's like, hey, your shipment has arrived. I'm like, okay, cool. Where is it at? It's at an import dock somewhere in a different state. And I'm like, okay, well now I need a freight forwarder or somebody to get the freight off of. Like there's so many pieces.
Or right now it's sitting in a ship off the coast of California.
That's what's happening now. Like, so now, like in the same.
Can you imagine all the drop shippers and everything right now? Like how many of their products are sitting in those ships off the coast of California, like can't get in from China?
It is brutal. I've got like right now we are sold out with a lot of our products because we still actively run Amazon stores, and it sucks. I have so many friends in the industry that's pivoting. Like, so the pivotal moment right now for e-commerce in goods is pivoting from sourcing in China to us pivoting to Mexico and driving across the border, right? We don't have the same, we can't get the same products, quality's different, and obviously there's not as many facilities down there as far as manufacturing plants, so we're limited on what we can produce. But as far as apparel goes, we can pull that off and still get it across without having to worry about shipments. But it's just insane that the reliance people had on those ships getting over here. Now, like you said, they can't. And then air freight isn't just more expensive now because fuel's up and shipping by air is expensive, especially if it weighs in the amount of product or weighs in the amount or is of any decent size, right? So, but then launching my very first product on Amazon, I didn't know I had to have a suffocation warning label affixed to the bag. So I'm stranded with 5,000 units of product at like $1.50 a piece. It was like $7,500 of product. It took 6 months. It gets to Amazon. Now it's sitting here and I'm getting emails by Amazon. Oh, we can't sell your product. There's no suffocation label on the poly bag. I'm like, well, I didn't know that. So now I'm having to go through loopholes to pay Amazon to stick these stickers on there to then sell the product. To then 4 months later or 6 months later, we hit first page on Amazon, we get traction, and then we get sued, right? And so there's like a design patent. So we had design patent infringement on our first product. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But it started with cease and desist letters. I didn't know what this was, so I threw it away. I was like, oh, we just keep trashing these. And then, so those piled up in the trash can. And then it was like, those quickly changed to something else. And then we launched, after all of that settled down, we had launched a few more products. And then I launched a supplement company, right? We launched a supplement company in 2017. And again, finally get traction. Amazon, that's the problem. On Amazon, if you get recognized on Amazon. If I was on Shopify and nobody knew about me, it'd be totally fine. But get recognition on Amazon, then the big players, they're like, oh, hey, look, we have a patent since 2008 on the branding of your supplement company. I'm like, so now I have to change the whole branding. It wasn't just a small thing. It was like, hey, you either have to change the whole branding. So we got sued for a patent design or patents rights on our supplement company. So that was a second failure, a second e-commerce store closed now, not including all the drop shipping failures we had where we spent thousands of dollars to drop ship stuff from who knows where, Bangladesh or something. And it, like, if you don't know if the customers are getting it or not, that was the journey for e-commerce. Yeah, we made money, but we lost a lot of money, and it's been a journey. And then, like you said, once we started, we pivoted. Obviously, I ran that for 4 years, and pivoting to affiliate marketing just made sense. With everything going on in the industry, the timing was right, the market's good, the fulfillment's different, and switching over to high ticket and digital is just where everything's going, right? Like, I'd rather sell NFTs and digital products. Like, even our land is digital these days, right? So it just makes sense. So again, just following the entrepreneurial journey and pivoting when times require you to pivot is just what we have to do. And that's what we have to do no matter what, right? And that's what we'll continue to do that. All of us here for the rest of our life.
Yeah. So you come in, you do, you become an affiliate for Legendary. You do 70 grand in commissions in 3-4 months. Did you say you kind of knocked that out pretty quick? Income disclaimer, that's not typical. Okay. So that's not the average. That's not the average result that people get. The average result is 0. Okay. So just the average result is you lose money and never take financial advice from me ever again. Right. That's the average result. staying super clean and compliant here. Um, but 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 yeah, you kind of discover the potential of digital products in marketing without all the fulfillment hassles and headaches. And yeah, it's not that drop shipping, it's not that Amazon doesn't have potential, but I mean, it's nice to hear. And like you said, you even got some apparel stuff that's still cranking. And you still have got a hand in that business, but it's nice to hear it from somebody who actually has experience versus me. I've never done drop shipping or e-com. So if I'm sitting up here bashing it, it might be because I know some people, but you're speaking firsthand experience, and so, I appreciate that transparency. So, question, are you doing NFTs and stuff like that as well? Are you into all that?
Yes.
Are you?
Cryptos, NFTs. I've been in that game since about 2016 as well.
Have you made some pretty good money with that, or has that been up and down and all around? Has the profit been worth some of the stress? For me, it was a very stressful thing being involved in crypto. I don't know if it's the same for you, but what's been your experience?
So I treat crypto like any investment. So when I first started, it was stressful. Now it's not as much because now I invest, and when any real investor that is investing, you buy in whole, right? I'm not trying to turn a profit today and tomorrow. I'm not day trading. The two wealthiest, or the two I guess wealthiest or largest portfolios based off of Vanguard studies are people that lost their passwords to log into their stocks or died. It's people that never touched the portfolios, two largest portfolios in history, right? And those are the types, right? So investing for the long term is how I treat crypto, because I treat crypto as the future because that's my belief, right? To each their own, but I believe that's where crypto will go. So in 2017, when we had the first run up from 4,000 to 20,000 in Bitcoin, that's when I lost a lot of money because I tried to time the market. And then I'm like, I'm not an investor. I was spending all my time in e-commerce and trying to time markets and day trade and stuff like that. I didn't know what I was doing, right? Yes, you can make money doing that. Yes, you can. You can make money doing anything, but it's not suited for me. It wasn't a good fit. So since I lost all that money, I've only ever bought since then. I've never sell. So it's made it easier for me so I know the NFT game is a little bit different, because with the new NFT craze, we do want to buy and sell right now, as like you buy punks for like 50 grand or 80 grand and we exit at like 200 or 300. But it's just understanding really, again, what you do when you buy an NFT is you're buying into a community, like a mastermind. You're buying a network of people that help, like that, to get around the right people. That's all you do. It's the same thing. Because you can't grow by yourself, and money is useless. Money is literally just perceived value of what's of greater value, which is network and opportunities, right? It's just people. So understanding that, as far as my strategy, I buy Ethereum, I buy Bitcoin, and like Shiba. Like, I know that's a thing right now. I bought Shiba a couple months back. I told people to buy Shiba. I was like, hey, and then people ask me, hey, when are you selling? When are you selling? I'm like, dude, I invest, I don't sell. I will sell Shiba when it hits a penny. I'll liquidate a little bit, but if it hits a penny, it's going to keep going up. So like, I still won't sell. Like, I'm not trying to make money to pay my bills. I do that every day. Like, so my investments aren't there to pay my bills. They're there to set my kids up, right? Yeah. That's how I like investing.
Interesting. Yeah, I made $20,000 on Bitcoin back in like 2017, and it was literally the most stressful 20,000 I've ever made in my entire life, because like I was checking it so much, and just, oh my God, you see all the people, everybody, it's up, it's down, I mean, it's literally, to me, it is the most stressful thing, and maybe that's just my personality. So yeah, I don't do any crypto, I don't do any NFTs, any of that shit. And maybe you'll convince me otherwise at the mastermind, right? That's what masterminds are about, right? Because I may be missing the boat, but I'm comfortable in my lane. You know what I mean? In my lane is real estate and stocks and a couple of other stores of value, because I don't think we always need to be making money with our money. Sometimes we just need to keep our money from losing money, right?
Dude,
So
go.
right now, and with a lot, I mean, most of us would be a lot more rich if we just hadn't given all of our money away, right? In dumb businesses, in training with people who didn't really know what they were doing, or really by starting something and then stopping it and starting something else and then stopping it. I saw a comment there about somebody's got 3 bedrooms full of products that they're trying to drop ship or Amazon or whatever, you know what I mean? Or some of the people who, right, I mean, sometimes we make irrational decisions, and sometimes we make dumb decisions as entrepreneurs, just because we can be impulsive and we can be irrational, and we tend to not think things all the way through, right? So I used to be really impulsive, and now I tend to move really slow with decisions, and I tend to think about, how much. I think he's got you muted while I'm talking, because there's a lot of feedback. So let's mute. Yeah, just, I don't know who's doing that, whether that's you, Austin, or Matt was doing that, but um, yeah, there's feedback when I'm talking, so that's why.
I'm muting.
Okay, he's muting. Hi, Matt. So yeah, so like, but this is, so you may pick up a few nuggets from my investment strategy, because I turn like one piece of real estate into like 8 or 9 pieces of real estate with not much more money out of pocket. You know what I mean? And because my wife and I have this kind of savvy little real estate strategy to acquire rentals, you know what I mean? And we started acquiring rentals back a while ago. So now, our house, which is $1 million home, it's risen from, 100% in 5 years. We've got, $1 million home that's paid off. All of our stuff, all of our cars are, she's got a lease. My car's paid off. Those are both strategic. We don't have a lease because we can't pay it off. All of our real estate is pretty leveraged. So we don't have tons of money tied up in that. We have, money over here in the stock market that's just, that's been climbing. And for me, that's my lane, it's not stressful to me. In the way that I've set that up by letting my wife giving her the real estate stuff, because she's smarter with it. She's better at finding tenants. She's more organized, and working together in partnership with my wife to be able to execute on our investments, and also leaning on her personality, which is slower and more analytical and logical, versus my personality is more impulsive and addictive and high risk tolerance, right? So for me, in our marriage, I'm the one with the high risk tolerance that has always made it rain on the front end, and she's the one on the back end who sort of helps drive investments, because we want lower risk tolerance with investments, because we don't want to lose all the money that we made. And what I see a lot of times with entrepreneurs is that they'll make some money, but then they'll take that same thought process that made the money, which was probably super risk tolerant, and then they'll turn around and try to invest that money with that same mindset, and oftentimes go off and lose it. So these are some of the things. You'll share some of your strategy with me about NFTs and crypto, and how do you run your investments, and how do you either keep a dollar, or how do you turn $1 into 2? I'll share with you some of my strategies, and we'll do it in front of everybody in the room. So all of you who are there can hear how, probably 2 totally different strategies have learned a lot along the way and made some pretty decent money. And Austin, how old are you?
30.
You're 30, dude. I mean, and also the other thing that I'm going to be picking your brain about a little bit is your fitness. You were talking about counting calories. Now, I just started, because I got just sick and tired of all this extra baby weight that I put on, especially during our last son when he was born 11 months ago. So Papa Dave just got back in the gym and in the kitchen. Okay. It's been a full week now. Okay. And I'm not, you know me, baby, I'm extreme all the way. I'm either all in or I'm all out. And I've been all out, Five Guys, Fat Man City oh yeah, baby. All of it. Give me all of it. Just eat all lunch meat at night, cheese, just pizza, everything. Cause I'm all out. So now I'm all in. And I want to hear about your fitness strategy, because the first thing that I noticed when I came on was you look slim and trim, different than you looked last time. So you're also on top of and a real high achiever when it comes to your health. You want to just say a couple of words about that without giving away all of your secrets, but I want to understand a little bit about, has that always been something that you've been on top of, or are you counting calories like you were talking about that? Like, what does your strategy look like?
Yeah, so like as far as fitness goes, I've been in fitness for a very, very long time. And in fact, we're actually launching our fitness consulting business. Me and my girlfriend here this week, right? She's going to be the forefront of it and all of that, and monitoring, because she's like you and your wife, right? She's all analytical. And I'm aggressive. I'm going to help. I'm going to do the marketing. I'm going to get the people. I'm going to get us customers. I'm going to make us money, right? Because I'm good at that. She's good at fulfillment and actually the analytics, the data, and the running and stuff of it. But I've been in fitness since I was honestly 15 years. It's been a thing of mine. We're both actually very athletic. And that all started because I'm being borderline diabetic. My mom's type 1, my grandma's type 1, so it runs in the family. And currently I just got my blood work again, and I'm pre-diabetic. I've been battling it for 15 years, so I just choose to normally eat healthy. There's times when we go off track, like last year when we were just focused on business 100%. As we were pivoting and automating, building an autonomous business model, then I was spending a lot more time behind the computer, just eating whatever was quick and in a hurry, like you, just eating whatever, like pizza. Ordering pizza was easier to do. Now she cooks everything. She weighs all of our food. And we eat really, really good. I'm eating peanut butter pancakes for dinner every night with protein. I'm eating eggs, bagels. We eat a lot. I eat 3,400 calories a day right now, and we're progressing to 4,000. So I eat a ton of food. And I'm not heavy. I'm only 190 pounds, right? And my body fat's 10%. So we'll progress up that way, and then we'll cut. So we do a 16-week bulk, and then we'll do a 12-week cut for the summer of next year. But I can say I've actively been at it for about 15 years. And we just run through cycles a little bit, where sometimes we'll go out and we'll just take a week or two off, eat whatever we want, and then move forward and get back on track. You count our macros, because it's not about the calories you eat, it's about the macros you're eating, right? It's what you're actually eating, the percentage of each, the carbs, the fats, and the proteins, and then putting them together and eating them at the right times in the day to control your hormones. That's actually like I said, I've been doing that for a long time. So I actually like it a lot. So we're actually pivoting that way. We're starting that industry as well, or that business really, for her to run and automate as well. And then as far as investments and stuff goes, like you said, you do rentals. We also do car rentals. I started that recently. We're doing rental fleets with our cars. We're trying to build that up as well.
Like on Toro and stuff.
Yeah.
You're a serial entrepreneur. I mean, it's interesting. We'll talk about that too at the Mastermind, because I mean, for some people that works. For people like me, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? Having tons of stuff going on. I think we're gonna learn a lot about each other. We're gonna learn a lot about a lot of various topics. And I think what a lot of people who are attending this are going to really kind of discover is that there's a lot more to being a successful entrepreneur than just, marketing. It's really also about health and fitness, and how you approach your, how you do one thing, how you do everything, kind of, I guess, to say it simply. Also how you feel both energetically, but also how you feel about yourself. And one of the things I know about me, and I think this is probably true for everybody, is when I feel good, when I feel my kind of best self, like I'm got my swagger, right? I got a few cuts on the tries and the biceps, if you know what I mean, right? When I throw that tank top on, and it's just a straight arm, kind of like it is right now. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of a straight arm, right? But there's some cuts in there. I got to develop them, but I mean, look, my dog, when he puts on a tank top, it's like Shredder up in this bitch. You know what I mean? So when I'm looking and feeling my best, that's when I'm most confident. So if I want to be better on camera, right? If I want to be more confident on camera, if I want to be more confident with clients, if I want to be more confident during my sales calls, if that's what I'm doing, if I'm closing high ticket clients over the phone into a fitness consulting business, or if I'm, again, recording TikTok videos, man, the better I feel about myself, both with energy, but also feeling my best swaggered self, the more confident I'm going to be, the more I'm going to execute. The more rested I am, the more clear and focused I'm going to be. And another big thing is, I think what a lot of people are going to kind of discover about me, at least, is that the more balanced I am in my family life, and by balancing both non-working activities and working activities, the more happy I am and the more successful I am. And I don't know about all of you, regardless of what age you are, but what I've realized is that I want to enjoy my life now, no matter what my income level is. Part of this transition from employee to entrepreneur and running my own business is about freedom, and it's about happiness. And so it's not just about working myself to death, right? I don't want to work 18 hours a day, even in my own business. I want to have a nice balance. And when I sit down to do my work, I want to be focused. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to be confident. I want to knock my work out. And then I want to make sure that I transition to family time or to like fun activities and stuff, so I can enjoy the journey and get out of this, what I believe is a vicious, it's like chasing the carrot at the end of the stick. It's like, oh, when I get this much money and I'm this successful, then I'll be happy. Then I'll enjoy life. And the truth is that we can enjoy it all along the journey, right? We can enjoy it, but it takes focus. I got to have intention, and I got to have a plan to be able to do that. So those are some of the things I think that people are going to see, that it's not just, we ain't just going to come and preach grind.
Yeah, I want to say, like, whenever people create that expectation, right? They create a fictitious expectation. Like, say, like grinding to make $1 million or something. They create this fictitious expectation that they arbitrarily made up that's going to make them feel better, right? They're like, oh, once I hit $1 million, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel great. But the problem is, you won't. Because if you create an expectation and there's this deficiency from this expectation that you created, you're thus going to keep yourself in a slump the whole entire time. And if you ever achieve that level that you expected to hit, it was already expected, thus there's no fulfillment from it. So you're like, it's still like, so you want to just be happy all the time. That's how I'm like you. We spend most of our time, like, our day is pretty much at 1:00, we hit the gym. Like that's our routine. I don't work. Like 1:00, me and her, we go to the gym, we do our thing, 3 hours, we get the kids, we spend our day, we live life, right? And we just enjoy our time after that. In the mornings, after they go to work, after they go to school, I'll work. And it's very intentional, right? Everything I do is with intent. I don't want to sit down without intention. That doesn't make sense. That's a big thing I see entrepreneurs do. They do a lot of things without intention. Thus, they never actually achieve anything because they didn't have any intent to achieve anything by the time they were finished with whatever it is they're doing, watching YouTube, watching a course, and not executing it, right? So yeah, I just jumped in there for a minute. You go ahead.
There's a lot, so much to talk about, and so much to learn about each other and learn from each other. And so I'm excited, man, about December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm super stoked to hang out with you and have you down. And I appreciate your time today, bro. And I'll let you get back to your the work that I know you have scheduled for today, so you can make sure that you hit that 1 o'clock gym time, so you don't have to sacrifice that with the wifey. And you know, just bring all of the amazing Austin Becker energy with you when you come down, and let's just have a kick-ass mastermind.
Oh, we're gonna be there. We're gonna love it. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna show everybody that they only have to get rich once, right? And then with the proper investment strategies, you can live the rest of your life. That's it. You only have to make enough money to invest it properly, and then you let your investments. Most people forget that. Like you said, instead of taking that money and starting a new business, you put $1 million in the right ETF, right? It's going. You can pay yourself in loans to pay your bills, and you're still going to make more money than what your loan interest rate is, right? So
I think people don't realize that they don't need $20 million, right? You need enough to start earning interest on it. And most of you at most people's age, which are most everybody in this community besides you, are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, right? And we've got some 20 and 30 who are, we've got a few who are focused, right? And some that are trying to get there. But I mean, for most people, you're absolutely right, man. And so we're going to give them our strategies. They can take the meat, leave the bones, and I think walk away with a lot of ideas and a lot of clarity and a lot of confidence from seeing that we're also just regular people, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. You know what I mean?
That's it.
All right, bro. Well, take care, man. And we'll see you here in a few weeks. All right, brother?
All right, Dave. Thanks for having me. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll see you soon.
See you, Austin. Take care, bro.
All right, take care.
All right, my friends. We are going to play a couple of words from some folks who have been to some masterminds in the past. Now, as we sort of transition and end this episode this morning for Monday, each day of the week, we're going to have another guest speaker who's going to be at the mastermind. So go and register right now. There's only so many spots. Okay. This is for those of you who have already purchased the mastermind. Okay. So it's not for sale. You go and register if you've already purchased the mastermind right in your back office. If you're having any, you can go to legendarymarketer.com/mastermind. I believe that's going to take you into our back office and register. And
I'm actually going to take them to the page that I was saying wasn't set up. It's ready.
Okay, fantastic. So it'll take you to a page that you can kind of read through some details about the mastermind. It has a video of how to register, and I look forward to seeing you guys. Our masterminds are, they are the best experiences inside of this industry, and it's not just because, of, there's a bunch of flash and trash, you know what I mean? Like most events are kind of all flash and trash. And then you get there and you get pitched for 3 days. You know what I mean? There's not going to be anything for sale. It's going to be straight helping you take things to the next level, because that's what these masterminds are all about. They're not about, getting a bunch of people in the room and pitching from the front of the room. Like so many events are. That's fine. That's just a different model. That's not our business model. We want to help you to grow. We want to help you take your psychology to the next level. We want to help you take your skills to the next level. We want to help you take your income and investment strategies to the next level. So go check out legendarymarketer.com/mastermind. Listen to a few people who have been to a mastermind in the past. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see those of you who are coming at the upcoming mastermind in Orlando, Florida, December 3rd through the 5th. Peace.
Mastermind, it's really confirmed in me the fact that I really can do it. I have to take action, but I am perfectly able to do it. There's so many paths. There's no one right way, which I love that. and you be yourself, and you're going to attract people who are like you.
It was awesome, and I'm not just saying that to pump up Dave. It was awesome. It was worth way more than I spent. Familyness and the friendliness and the be able to talk to folks that's running Legendary Marketing, and they were just down to earth and would do everything on the planet to help me and everybody that was here. I mean, it was priceless.
This Legendary system, the way it's set up, it feels more genuine. It's not like hype. It's work that you're going to do, and we're here to help you. It's not like, hey, you're going to get rich next week, you know? And I get that, and it's like, wow, man, they're being really honest with me.
Telling, and also you taught us very well that we want to give value, you know? It's not about what we can make. That is definitely not the first priority. The first priority is to give value to other people.
You can always hold yourself back because of fear. Eventually you're just gonna regret not doing something. And for me, doing this was, you know, my leap of faith. It was like going in and go and do it and don't look back.
This whole journey of from click to sitting here in Florida to pretty nice pad. If you'd asked me 6 months prior, I would have been like, no. No, that's not me. That's not my lifestyle. You know, that's not what I do. I'm the go-to guy. I'm dependable, but I'm not going to go outside my comfort zone because I'm so strong at these things. Why would I need to? And that's the thing. I needed to.
Action-packed. The first day was very content-driven. It was more strategy and stuff like that, and then the second day was more mindset, motivation, and a lot of stories being shared. But I love the fact that people were actually vulnerable, sharing their stories, sharing their experiences, and stuff like that.
Before I came to Mastermind, 5 out of 10, and by now it's like I'm 10 out of 10, well equipped to go forward and be me than I used to be 3 days ago.
But every time I talk to somebody, I get a different perspective on advertising, something I hadn't noticed, or a new way to advertise, or a new site to use to help me in my advertising.
I got so much value from so many people, let alone the coaches. The coaches were woo, but just even the people who are on this journey. Look at the value that I'm getting from you. Let's say if there was no coaches, the people who are here for the first time, just spending time with them, learning from them, learning their stories and how determined and motivated they are. Oh my God.
When I just got to talking to some of the people that was here, you know what I'm saying, and they kind of was throwing ideas around for me, you know what I'm saying, and that's where it comes to the masterminds, you know what I'm saying, that's what the big benefit is, coming to masterminds, you know what I'm saying, you can pick up ideas from different people, and I just would say, well, that's what I'm good at, so I ran with it.
I've got accountability partners that I've met through, you know, like the leadership program, and I'm on Zoom calls several times a week with people. So I am in constant touch with people from the Legendary, and we help each other out.
It's really hard to learn all this information on your own, and I've tried to learn things on my own, you know, doing YouTube videos and Udemy courses and things, you know, like paying for one little program here, one little program there, and then you might only be taught about one particular opportunity, you know, or only taught a portion of the information because the person is pitching a course that they want you to enroll in. So this gives you like a big picture overview of so many different options that you could do in the online space.